Hello, I'm Joan Landis. Glad to be with you again. So now you've brainstormed your thought replacement. You come up with one, maybe two, that are really good, they resonate with you. The new way of thinking about old activating events that are going to give you better feelings and much better behavior, right? So now what do you do with it? Well, first of all, you need to understand that your brain can make new patterns of neuronal maps and linkages in your brain, but it is definitely encouraged and fostered by three different factors at least. One is the intensity of effort, okay? So it's just like practicing piano. If you practice piano for 2 minutes a day versus 2 hours a day, you're going to create much different patterns in your brain with the intensity of effort. The next one is the number of modalities that you use in order to do it. So if you use your body and use your mind and use your emotional part and activate this new thought in many different modalities, that also will make a bigger impact on your brain. And then the last one is the length of time. So the longer that you persist in this new repatterning, the more of a difference it will make in the patterns in your brain. So those three things are very important to understand, is that the intensity of effort and the number of modalities and the length of time all impact how successful you will be at repatterning your brain. Now notice most of the negative thoughts that we have, we kind of maybe have our 2 or 3 favorite ones, and maybe we've done them for years. You know, maybe we've done them since we were a little kid. And so we need to be a little patient with ourselves as we're trying to repattern our thoughts. Give yourself some time, because it won't happen overnight, but I can tell you it really can happen, okay? So now let's decide about what actually the modalities are that you can use to repattern your thoughts. So you take this new thought, and the first one that's very important to do is to speak it. All right, so we want you to say it to yourself 10 times a day. If you can say it out loud, much better. You can chant it, you can sing it, you can whisper it, you can pray it. You can do any way to speak it, because when your brain hears you speak it, it becomes more powerful than just the random thought. Also, if you include your name in it, it also seems to make a more impression on your brain. If you say, Joan, I don't want you to, Joan, I really blah, 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 blah. That will make more of an impression on your brain than just the thought. So include your name in that thought if possible. Okay, so speaking it is one. Another one is to write it, right? And so writing in your journal. I mean, you remember how old-fashioned teachers used to have you write at the board 50,000 times, I will not, bother Tommy. Well, that didn't work because the child was not emotionally invested in trying to actually make the change. But if you're actually trying to make the change, writing it repeatedly really can make a difference. And so writing about it in your journal, not just by rote over and over, but write your feelings about that thought and what that means to you and what overcoming this other stuff will do and the benefits in your life, and then write the thought again a few more times. Post it in places, right? So you're seeing it in just places that you're going to frequent. Okay, so writing is very important. Also, hear it. Sometimes it's very, very useful to record yourself saying that thought over and over again, and then play it as you're falling asleep, or just listen to yourself saying it over and over while you're driving. That's a really good way, because your brain will say, oh, this must be important because I'm saying it. So hearing it's very important. Also, you can watch movies that incorporate the same theme. So maybe if you're having trouble with forgiveness, you can watch movies on forgiveness. If you're having trouble with anxiety, you can watch movies that have a character that overcomes anxiety or fears. And so that can be a really good way to, hear it. Also feel it. So anytime that you can make a feeling experience go along with the thought, that will make more of an impression on your brain. So have slow, deep breaths while you feel it, while you say it to yourself. Soak in a hot tub. Jog in place while you're doing it. Hit a ball really hard while you're doing it, while you're saying it. And that can make an impression on your brain too, is if you can feel it while you are saying it. Another powerful way to impress your brain is to act it out. And there's a reason drama is so powerful, because when our whole body is involved, then our brain really respects that and takes note of it much more. And so, act out this new way of being, this new thought. And, go to a room, open the door, find somebody doing something, and you make yourself very patient in the face of it. If you're trying to get to be more patient, tell yourself that thought. So act it out. There's ways that you can act it out. And so I love that one. Another one is to see it. How do you see it? Well, your brain has this amazing ability to imagine. And so we want you to take some moments every day and close your eyes and envision yourself and saying this thought, doing this thing, doing this action differently, having the activating event, and then you've got this new thought and you have new feelings and new behavior. And that's very, very powerful. If you can do that at least twice a day and make it as real as possible for you, that will also impress your brain and make new response patterns in the heat of the moment. And then the last one is to share it with someone. Teach this to somebody. Teach this to a friend, a child. Tell them, I'm doing something different. I'm trying to not go to my anger. I'm trying to be much more patient and loving when my children blah, blah, blah. And if you share that with them and teach them how you're doing this, how you brainstorm, how you're repatterning things, that also will make an impression on your brain. And then also the people can help support you in this new process. Relaxation is always a great way to make yourself more suggestible. And so get in a very relaxed state, just a progressive muscle relaxation, or being in a warm bath, or get a massage and tell yourself that thought over and over and over so that you can be more suggestible when you're relaxed. So I hope these are helpful to you. If you will actually do 3 or 4 of these on a consistent basis for a week or 2, you will find that you will be much less reactive in the moment. You'll be much more resilient, much more resilified, and be able to be the kind of person that you really want to be. Now, does it happen overnight? No. And especially if you've been doing this for 20 or whatever years, the negative stuff, it takes a while, but it doesn't take forever. And that's the great thing about it. So I hope you can enjoy doing this. See if you can choose your thought, choose 3 or 4 more modalities, do it every single day for 2 weeks, or at least 1 week, and get back to us on the forums. Tell us what works, tell us what didn't work, and just share your successes with us. Anyway, thank you so much, and until next time, bye-bye.